So it looks like the Genius Act just birthed their first kid. It's called the USAT, launched by Tether. It's an actual US regulated stablecoin. It's ironic that it comes from Tether, isn't it? But this isn't just another stablecoin. It could change the rules of the game for crypto, for Bitcoin, and for who really controls your money. Let's get into it. So here's what we know so far. USAT, or written with USA and that little weird T thing, is a new stablecoin developed by Tether. But the difference between this one and USDT is that it's actually built within the US regulatory system. It'll be issued by Encourage Digital Bank, a federally regulated bank. The reserves will be managed by Cantor Fitzgerald, yeah, the Wall Street giant, and the project is actually being led by Bo Hines, a former crypto advisor to the White House. They got all the big guns involved this time. And as you can see, this isn't exactly a degen setup. Pretty legit. This stablecoin is actually built after this Genius Act. We've gone over this 100 times, but I'll repeat it. The Genius Act says that if you want to issue stablecoins here in the US, you need full dollar reserves, transparent reporting, and regulatory approval. It's that simple. Now, what does this mean? It means that USAT has to hold liquid dollar-backed assets, publish audits or attestations. No, trust me, bro, attestations are valid in this case. And finally, operate under US financial law. But here's what's important. If the US government tells them to freeze an address, the freeze isn't optional. It's mandatory now. Remember what I say? He who controls the rails controls your crypto. He who controls the gates controls your crypto. I'm starting to feel like fucking Notre Dame is around here. Okay, but now let's be fair. This really does solve some issues that actually plague legacy stablecoins. Before, Tether could just freeze USDT wallets at their own discretion, with little clarity, no court oversight, and actually sometimes zero notice. Entire chains like Omni, EOS, and Algorand have actually been deprecated or frozen. USAT moves that control out of the shadows and out of Tether's hands and into the US government. Pick your poison, I guess you could say. So the risk doesn't just go away. It just becomes formal, documented, and enforceable. Now, I'll say it again, pick your poison, because this doesn't mean your money is finally free from Tether's slimy hands. Think again, because under regulation, freeze risk becomes a feature. If you're on a sanctions list, frozen. Think about what would have happened in the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war. If a court says seize this, you're done. If they flag your activity, goodbye access. So yeah, I guess you could say it's safer because it's regulated, but it's not freer, that's for sure. You're just trading arbitrary control for official control. Who do you trust more? Okay, now let's zoom out for a second. Now we're starting to see that the real battle isn't Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Solana, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's permissionless systems versus regulated systems. USAT sends a clear message. You can use crypto as long as you play by our rules. Remember what I said in my previous video. This is all becoming a battle for control. They want to control your coins. They want to control the rails. The stablecoin war isn't just some made up thing. It's a real thing. Now, this is great for institutions. This is great for payments, 100%. But for anyone who values privacy, censorship resistance, or financial sovereignty, this is the moment the fence gets a little bit higher, and more stable coins will be expected to follow suit. This is just the beginning, and more chains will be forced to choose compliance or exclusion. So let's make one thing clear. Freeze risk and control risk hasn't disappeared. It's just put on a suit and tie. USAT doesn't kill crypto freedom, but it does make you choose which version of freedom do you actually believe in. Who do you trust more? Governments? USDT or Tether as an organization? It's really only up to you. But yeah, that's all for today, boys. If you learned something, hit like. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe as well, but only if you want to stay ahead of the narrative. And tell me in the comments, is USAT the future of stablecoins or is it the end of crypto freedom? See you on the next one, boys. Later.